What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Daily Misfire. Got a quick little shop update for you today. Some new projects coming in. We'll be going racing soon, so we'll be talking about that coming up here shortly. Yeah. So first, I'd say the thing that I'm most excited for is a certain little C10 that we have sitting out by the shop now.
Right.
Supercharged big block.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a bunch of wiring on it. It's the Holley, is it a Sniper?
I think it's a Sniper, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be doing the wiring for the Sniper system for a buddy.
It's the painless wiring harness kit for the truck, and the engine's a 396 big block Chevy with I think a 177 blower on it.
Yeah.
With the Holley Sniper system on it with MSD ignition and some of that stuff. And it has a 4-speed in it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Bucket seats.
Bucket seats. It's kind of a little hot rod truck. It is, in fact, Zane Wilkie's truck, which is a buddy you've seen previously on this channel and on Instagram. So that truck finally came here. We were working on it at his shop, but he's moving. He moved.
He moved already.
He moved already.
He's out of here.
He got married.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big stuff happened for him.
Congratulations, Zane.
Congratulations, Zane. He moved down to Arizona. We're up in NorCal, if no one knows that. So it's a big move for him, and he didn't have time to finish his truck, obviously, because there's a lot of life stuff going on for him.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So we ended up bringing the truck here, and we're going to be putting the truck together for him on the channel and do some, make the truck run and drive and do some running stuff for it. Then he's planning on driving it down to Arizona once we're done with it. So he's going to have that awesome road trip of a blown big block C10 long bed truck.
Yeah. And we get to make it run and drive it around a little bit and share it with you guys.
Definitely not roast his tires. No, we wouldn't do that.
There's slicks in the bed.
There's slicks in the bed, yeah. I don't know. But piggybacking on one C10 that we have, we also have news on the other one that's our C10, that there's going to be a video up. Hopefully that was probably going to be up before this. Should I post it before this? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a video up before this. So it's already dropped. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. It's us showing you everything that we've done to the truck already. But it runs, it drives. It went to a car show.
It did go to a car show.
It went to a car show.
It came back from a car show.
I took it to the bank. The alternator died.
Yeah.
Well, we put a new alternator on it. And it works.
It works now.
It works now.
That's like the only thing that we've had to replace that actually went bad while we've had it.
Right. Everything else that we've done to the truck was
just precautionary.
Precautionary stuff that we should have done. That we did.
We were going to do anyway.
Yeah, we were going to do anyway, such as spark plugs. We did a fuel pump. We did torque converter bolts.
A lot of stuff. Watch that video. It'll tell you.
Yeah, watch that video. It'll tell you everything that we've done to the truck. So, and you'll see us driving it for the first time since we drove it the first time we got it.
Right. So
we drove it like a month ago, and then we hadn't driven it the entire time we were working on it, and we did so much stuff, which you'll see in that video. We're like bombing that video right now.
Yeah.
But then you'll see us driving it after and how much different the truck is now. So
oh yeah,
it's night and day difference. I'll go that far to say that.
Well, and it was basically our initial reaction.
Right, that was our initial reaction on the truck
because we had driven it maybe a quarter mile before we turned on the camera and got our reactions. I mean,
maybe
if that. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. It's definitely a lot better than it was. It's like he had said, we were driving around a few days ago. And he said, there's no reason why you couldn't take this truck, all the way to the ocean.
Which is about 2.5 hour drive for us.
But, no, it's definitely a good little daily truck. It's not fast.
No.
But it sounds all right.
Mm-hmm.
It has a bunch of the little amenities that you'd want in an older truck.
All the gauges work in it. We have a tack in it.
Yeah.
We did that stuff after the video.
Right. Well, we fixed the temp gauge today in the original cluster, which is cool.
Right. That is cool. So that way the entire gauge cluster works in the truck.
Right.
I've completely detailed the gauge cluster. in the truck, so that's all. It's all nice and clean now and repainted.
Right. Looks way better.
Looks way better.
New seat cover.
New seat cover. It's a lot cooler. Has that. I think it was called a Saddleman technically.
Yeah.
But it's that Mexican blanket style seat cover.
Yeah.
Which is very retro for those trucks, and I think a lot of people dig those.
Mm-hmm.
But we have that going on for it, and then hopefully in a future video, we're still planning on doing it, is finishing the bed up. So we already stained all the wood for it. That way you guys don't have to watch us stain wood, because that's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, it's boring.
Literally watching paint dry.
And you can just look up how to stain wood, because it's, super easy.
Or if you have 2 brain cells, you should probably be able to do it.
It's kind of just like painting stuff.
We have 2 combined, so you should be able to do it.
Yeah.
But so we have that, and then we'll end up using carriage bolts to do it, and that way it's less than, I think out the door will be less than $300 for it, which compared to buying the entire kit if you don't have the bed rails like what we didn't have, I think it's close to like $1,000 for all that, which ours will look just as good. It's a little bit more, I wouldn't say scary, but you have to be more cognizant.
You just have to be more precise when you're drilling your holes and stuff, because if you're drilling holes for carriage bolts, you don't get to do it again.
No, and you prefer them all to be straight, and if there's one off by that much, then it's gonna look really weird, and I don't think people will like it nearly as much. So we'll work on that, and it's gonna take us a little bit of time, but it's, again, over a weekend you can theoretically do this. We've just been doing it over a prolonged period of time because we've been doing other things. So
yeah. Measure twice, cut once.
Right. So that's the plan with the bed, with the C10. It should be pretty much done in the next week or so. I don't know what else we need to do to it.
Yeah. There's not much.
No, not much. But we'll get it done, get you guys some really cool content for it, and then we'll send it out to pasture for the next person.
Yeah, right.
But my phone's exploding. But so we got both the C10s going on. What else? What do you want to talk about next?
So we'll also be working on a 72 F100.
Correct.
Short bed.
4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive. Is it a 347?
It's a 347 stroker.
Yeah, so we'll be putting a 347 stroker in it.
Roller motor.
Which
is cool.
AC.
With fuel injection.
Right. I'm most stoked for the AC.
I'm stoked for the fuel injection for it, because that's the ProFlow.
Yeah.
ProFlow 4 Edelbrock system, which is...
It's going to be sick.
Yeah, it's manifold, and it's port injected, which is really cool. It's the new Edelbrock system. I think they've had it for about a year now, but it's super cool. So I don't know how much you'll be seeing of that truck, just because we'll be trying to probably crank it out pretty hard.
It might be just like a,
it runs.
A couple little things, or something
update
like
on
that.
it, and it runs. And
I'm just looking forward to learning how to install vintage air and all that kind of stuff, just because I want to do that on my truck. So.
Right. And do it potentially on other people's trucks quite a bit.
Right.
Cars and...
Right.
Which will be super cool.
Right.
Now, as I finish my water, which I wish was beer, because I'm talking about this now. My Nova is the most temperamental little car I think you'll ever meet. Would you agree with that?
One of, yeah.
One of. I love that car. I love it to death. But I don't know if it's because I suffer from tinkeritis or if it's just the car being the car. Or a little bit of both.
Probably a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
You do like to tinker, though.
I have a tendency to tinker. But this last week or so, we took it to a car show. The car was great and all that. We were driving back, and my girlfriend Abby was driving behind me, and she called me and told me that she was seeing white smoke come out from underneath the car. And I was like, well, that's not really good. And I looked behind me, and I looked at my gauges and stuff, and I still had oil pressure, still had voltage. It didn't look like I was on fire. I didn't smell anything. So we were only like 3 minutes away from home. So we finished driving home. And as I figured, it was oil coming out of the breathers or something like that, because it's not... She didn't say it was a lot, and as soon as I let off the throttle, because I was at about $3,000, because my gears are awesome. 355s with a 1-to-1 rear gear is great. But as soon as I brought it off to like 27, it stopped doing it, so I figured it was the breathers or something. Come to find out, it was oil coming out of like almost every orifice from underneath that engine, Because if you didn't know any better when we looked, and if you looked at my Instagram story, and I might even like pop that in here real quick, but it looked like I lost the motor. If you didn't know any better,
There was oil.
There was oil everywhere, like
all over the suspension, the brake stuff.
Yeah,
it was like
it's crazy how much
pretty bad.
oil was everywhere. It was insane. I didn't understand how that even happened.
Yeah.
How it got into some places, but so come to find out, this morning when I went and checked on it all, I just went underneath and I checked a few of the bolts in the oil pan, and they were like half a turn loose. Valve covers were like 2 turns loose on some of them. I was like, oh my gosh. And we ended up today just going through literally the entire underneath of the engine, tightened up like every single visual bolt you could see. We took the dipstick tube out, we put an O-ring on it, and we put RTV around the bottom and put it back in and tightened it up, trying to get everything just as sealed up as we possibly could on the damn thing, because it just leaked. But it still runs like a
And you don't want it,
banshee,
and you don't want it leaking on the track.
No, that's not preferable. I don't want to be that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't be leaking on the track guy, because then no one likes you.
Yeah. Because then when your stuff blows up and you slick 100 feet of the track,
everyone looks at you like because you're the punk that just ruined their night.
Yeah, because you don't take care of your crap.
No. Which,
so
I do take care of my crap. My crap just sometimes decides to not like me and be very upset, which I think the main part of the reason why the engine pan is leaking specifically is because it's the weird Nova pan. And I think the timing chain cover I have on there is different than the Nova pans, because there's the deep and the shallow pans in the front, and it's depending on what cover you have. And I think I have one in my and like, let's say I think the cover is like a large, like the deep one, and then the pan's like the short one or shallow one or something like that. So they're not necessarily the right one, I don't think. It still bolts up and looks fine. It's just, I think my gaskets aren't covering what they should cover. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
But I think hopefully the car's probably good enough to run, because we'll trailer it out there anyway, so it doesn't really matter most likely. It was just like a little bit at RPM, but the little bit that it's leaking is nothing nearly troublesome for the racetrack or anything like that. So
right.
They won't care, and I don't think it's much for me to worry about as far as that goes. And I think we fixed most of it. So
yeah, well, and I don't know. I guess we'll get it back up on the lift definitely after racing tomorrow.
Yeah,
just to take a look and see what has been leaking, if anything is still leaking.
And we'll do an update video on the Nova anyway, because I haven't done one in a minute. So.
One thing that we should do is we should have you put up a poll on the Instagram to see if we should race the C10 tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I should.
Because there were talks of that.
There were talks of that around in-house of us doing that. I might post that tonight and see what we need and see what we can.
Yeah.
You won't see that by the time this video is posted, but
you might. I mean, you could either go watch that video if it's out by then, or we might put a clip in.
We might put a clip
of it
in.
Just making a quick pass or something. It's going to be really slow.
It'll be very slow. Now, it does have 410 gears, we think, or something very similar to that.
Something close.
However,
because there's no way it would do a burnout with the highway gears.
It will light the tire.
Yeah, it will.
Sort of. Well, it does.
You kind of have to.
You kind of have to roll into it and kind of do one of those for it and try to get the spin. But that 283, even with the 4-barrel and HEI and theoretically good like parts around it, I think we probably killed like 25 horsepower with the power steering too.
Probably.
But, that whole parasitic loss drag thing. But that thing is kind of a pig. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pig.
It is.
Hopefully it doesn't pop in the starting line if we do. Like, it doesn't like... and then... Whoa, bog out of the line.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's not good.
Well, I think we hopefully fixed that
Hopefully.
when we changed the jetting.
We changed the jetting and I changed the springs.
You changed the springs.
I changed the metering springs inside the carburetor because it's just an Edelbrock.
And gave it, I think, I ended up taking timing out of it, right?
I
putting more
put timing into it, so I gave it more advance, and then I leaned it out a little bit because it's a 600 on the 283, so I figured it was rich, and I set the thing pretty much as stock as I possibly could, maybe even a little bit leaner, just because of how small the engine is, and I didn't figure it was going to use that much fuel anyway.
Right.
And looking at the spark plugs, I was fairly correct, I think, based off of that.
They were pretty.
They were pretty well.
Oh, aside from them all being like double the gap that they should have been, and then one of them being just completely closed.
Yeah. So I don't understand.
Never mind them being just covered in black soot.
Yeah, because it was just HEI, so I don't understand how it was actually running as well as it was when we first got it.
Yeah.
When we first got it,
I have no idea.
As opposed to how it runs now. It's turnkey. It's turnkey now.
I think the only reason that it was still running well was because of the electric fuel pump that was on it.
That's probably fairly accurate. He put an electric fuel pump on it, the guy that had it before us, and it worked really well. I think it's a Holley fuel pressure regulator.
Yeah, no, it was all set up right, but it pushes a lot more pressure than just a mechanical pump.
Right.
So
it was
just forcing fuel through
like
it.
a diesel or something.
So yeah. So that was at least my suspicion too.
Right.
But now it's just, that thing is just so reliable now.
Yeah.
Especially now that the alternator has been changed.
Right. It's a cruiser truck.
Yeah. No, definitely a cruiser truck. It's not something that you're gonna, blow the doors off of any other cars with, but it's a...
If there was an 84 diesel Blazer sitting next to you, you would kill that thing with that truck. It would, launch, but aside from that, or a bicycle maybe.
Yeah, maybe a bicycle.
You
might lose to an electric skateboard.
Yeah, you might. I think you got a smart car. You probably have a smart car.
Yeah. It'd be close.
It'd be close. I think you got them on the top end.
Yeah, maybe.
But don't have any electric scooters or.
We don't care about how fast it is, though.
It looks good.
It looks good, and it runs good, and it does everything it needs to do really well.
The only issue I can see about us running it is it technically doesn't have seat belts right now, and the bed's not mounted down. And they might complain about the bed not being mounted.
Just take the wood out.
That's true. We can just take the wood out.
We have the wood planks laid in there right now, all just flat next to each other, so it kind of looks nice.
Right.
But if it's not bolted down, it
might not.
It might not pass tech, and it needs a seat.
But the reality is, it's not going to run over 70. It won't get past 70. I don't think it'll get over 70.
I don't think it'll run faster than a 17.
I think if we ran it, it'd probably run like a 1750.
That's probably what
1775 at 67. 72.
It might be closer on the side of 18.
I think it's a little fast. I think it's a little faster than the Camaro, though.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit faster. Not a lot.
It runs 19s, though.
The Camaro does run 19s. So the Audi straight 6 Camaro runs 19s pretty consistently. And that's a straight 6 one-barrel 67 Camaro.
Yeah.
With I don't know what gear.
So technically, the C10 should be
faster than a Camaro.
By a good amount.
And we're not going to tell you what kind of Camaro. Just a Camaro. It's faster than a Camaro.
Yeah. Well,
that's all you need to know.
I mean, besides, you just said what it is, but...
Well, there's that. Never mind. Well, for any other people out there, if they're, at a car show, just say it's faster than a Camaro.
Yeah, it's faster than a Camaro. Of what kind? It's a Camaro.
Don't worry about it. It was a Camaro. But, yeah, so we'll decide based off of what people say, the interweb. What the interweb say, we'll do that.
Based on whether they want me to risk my life or not. Because I'll be the one racing it.
I was going to say we can rock, paper, scissors to see who runs it.
We could do that too.
I don't really feel like we need to bracket race it.
No, I would...
Unless you really want to just bracket race with it.
I'm not bracket racing that truck. I'll just do fun runs.
I'll bracket race it. That'd be kind of fun. I'll lose first round with it, but that's fine.
Yeah, because you won't be able to cut a light because it gets off the line so slowly.
Hey, I cut a light. I cut like a 065 light with a Blazer once. I had a 65 light. I don't even know how I did that. It was my first pass in the Blazer, and I got like 065.
Wow.
I deep staged and I was like, I'm gonna go now, and I left and it was like 065, and I was laughing as I was going down the track because I was going like a 2450.
Yeah.
It was sick.
We're going 25 miles an hour at 8th mile.
I want to like roll down the window and put my hand out and listen to like, I don't even know, Kid Rock.
Something. Fastest car or slowest car at the drag strip.
It was the slowest car at the drag strip. I won $50. I'm a professional race car driver because of that truck.
There's a video out about that too.
There is video out about that. Go watch that one. But
link up
here or in the bio, one or the other. Something like that. We'll do that. But yeah, so drag racing, fun. Another thing that we're potentially doing, and there's a whole lot of other stuff that could be coming along with this, but I'm just wanting to throw it out there for you guys now. That way it's on your radar, because we don't have anything like physically planned or set yet.
It's all talk right now.
It's all talk right now. We have a lot of talk about a lot of things, but a lot of really big things that could bring us, from down here to way up here, like out of our screen. That would be really freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But that being cars and coffee or car cruise after like a poker run style or something like that. Because I know as spring comes and summer, everyone wants to drive their car. I know there's a lot of cars and coffee. There's a lot of car shows. And
there's a lot of rallies.
A lot of rallies. There's a lot of sitting places and looking at your cars, and that's great. But I think a lot of people want to actually go out and drive their cars and enjoy them with other people. And we've done a few car shows a long time ago, like when we were both in middle school. We had a couple for like my middle school and stuff.
Yeah.
But there was nothing like a cruise or a drive or a poker run or anything like that. And we thought it would be cool for us to throw something on like that. And it might even be something as little as like after Cars and Coffee in Carmichael, let's say. We all meet somewhere like that, and then we go to Folsom Lake, or you go to...
Well, and what I wanted to touch on with this is that a lot of people are aware that happens already. But it's relatively small, and a lot of times it's just for a bunch of people that want to just go get rowdy and, do stupid stuff, which is fine. But, I mean...
There's a lot of people that want to just drive their cars.
They just want to cruise around.
And cruise around and enjoy it and have fun with other people. And our enjoyment of around others and stuff, it might be, you kind of like do that next to each other, but you're not going to be like, dude, let's race.
Yeah.
It's to have fun and enjoy each other's cars and have, company.
And if you're, not respectful to that, then you won't be invited back type of deal.
Right.
But, again, this is all just stuff that we've been mulling over, and we're thinking that, with the platforms that we have, especially with Instagram and stuff like that, being able to organize some cruises like that might not be as hard as we originally had thought.
Right. Or if we don't have these platforms like YouTube, like Instagram and stuff. So, like you said, so it's all hypothetical right now, but we want to see what people think, and we also want to try to plan a little bit more before we do anything, but we also want to put it on people's radar because we think it'd be really cool, and we can add things that I don't think a whole lot of other cruises or places can have. Like we can do photography, because obviously photography, daily misfire, stuff like that, and video. There's just a lot of stuff that we can do. There's our stickers, as little as that is, but we can do. We're starting to kind of like talk with some different groups, and there's going to be giveaways, and we can start doing those sort of things. Not much, but definitely some fun stuff for people, I think, to actually enjoy. And it's something better than just going to a empty parking lot at 7 o'clock in the morning and standing around in the cold looking at people's cars, which is fun, and I do enjoy that. But
when there's I think at least you'd agree, what I've found personally is when there's more than just, when you're going to a car show for more than just one thing, just to look at the cars, it makes it a lot more enjoyable. You get a lot more out of it, and you're more likely to go do it again.
Right. Something that's different.
So whether that's, like you said, we'll have be able to take photos of your cars or go on cruise after, or whatever it might be. I think that, doing extra little stuff in conjunction with the car show itself helps, keep you guys more interested in it. At least I would think. Tell us if we're wrong about that.
Yeah.
But definitely think it'd be a super cool thing that not a lot of people take into account right now.
Right.
No, that's my phone.
It's your phone exploding now. But it's just stuff like that I think it'd be really cool to show you guys and be able to also hang out with some cool people, because I know we always want to meet new and people and have fun with other car guys, because what's more fun to do than hang out with other car guys?
Right.
So, but like I said, I mean, we have the ideas like poker runs, car shows and stuff too, and now the Xbox is exploding. Well, like car shows stuff too, but like drives, cruises, cars and coffees a little bit, but not as much as that. We might jump in with someone else to try to do something like that, but really try to be more presentation people instead of just being on just a simple platform.
Right.
Which is fun and all, and like showing you pictures of my Nova and stuff, but I also want to be able to use that tool to meet other people and actually branch out and really allow people to have a lot more fun than just me taking pictures of my car on an old back road. Which is as cool as that is, and I know a lot of people enjoy those pictures, but I think a lot of people would also enjoy seeing their car on a road like that, or having, say we go to a road like that as, with 10 cars lined up, and we can actually like do some cool stage work and actually have, everyone's pictures tagged in it, and, instead of whatever.
Yeah.
Instead of just my car, it's...
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, there's a lot of ideas. And I don't want to even throw the ball at you guys right now, because there's really no point in doing that, because it'll be cool when you get to actually do it.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of stuff in the works currently, and we've been kind of moot on posting a little bit. I know I have, because I don't think there's been a video. There hasn't been as many videos as there were earlier in the year.
We've been doing a lot of work.
We've been doing a lot of work.
A lot of tedious stuff.
Right, and
especially on the C10.
Right, we've been doing a lot of that kind of stuff, and it's not really been video worthy per se. And on top of that, we've been doing a lot of like my school work, and we've also been doing some planning, like what we just were talking about, and some more, not necessarily like program building, but like imagining construction, creative construction of everything. Try to come up with ideas for you guys to have more fun. So, which that's the name of the game, is we all want to have fun. And
if there's anything you'd like to see us do with our projects or anything like that, let us know in the comments.
Right. Definitely. So, the plan for us right here is to be like a dollar store roadkill, or like 50% off Cletus McFarland.
It's like a amalgamation
of everything. Because I made the joke when the alternator died on the truck, I put the 916 Hot Rod Garage sticker, which this guy, which I don't know if you can really see it, this guy in the back window of the truck, I put that guy in the back window, and as soon as I did that, the truck died. I'm like, this is like the roadkill sticker, but it's not nearly as much. So,
and it still looks pretty cool.
And it still looks pretty cool, but I was like, and it broke the truck. Completely joking, of course, but because roadkill.
Disclaimer: putting this on your vehicle will not make it break down.
No, disclaimer.
Just because of the sticker.
This will add horsepower. This adds
5 to 10.
This adds horse torches.
Yeah.
That's our patent, horse torch. This adds 3 horse torches.
Oh man.
But alright. Well, it seems like kind of the normal thing apparently. The battery dying on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except this time it was almost at the outro.
Yeah,
so.
We actually lasted longer this time. But what we were trying to say was, I think we're good for today.
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good.
I'm good. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you do, be sure to like and subscribe down below. Comment if you want to see any of that stuff regarding hot rod car shows, shop stickers.
Tell us what you liked, what you disliked, what we can improve on.
What do you want us to do?
What you want to see more of.
Yeah, all that stuff. Till next time on the Daily Misfire. Peace out, guys.